What's going on, everybody? First, sorry. Realize that some of you might have been thinking, man, where's the other video? I'm supposed to have 2 videos a week. Man, it's just not much going on. I'm out here at shed. I mean, y'all might can tell from the video, it's muddy. It's just muddy, and the weather has just been kind of crappy, so it ain't been a lot going on. I've been going and working over at the farm store, but I just didn't figure y'all wanted to keep watching me build some little like counter cabinet things. I'm still a little under the weather, but hoping that we're kind of turning the corner. And guys, it's about that time. It's getting close to go time. So I actually walked out here, was just checking out my sprayer, talking to my dad and them, but this will be coming out, oh gosh, in the next couple weeks. I'll be pulling the sprayer out, servicing it, going over any leaks or hoses I need to fix, and we'll start doing some burn down. Like I said, I'm gonna do a little more burn down this year. Last year I did pretty much all green planting for the most part. I'm gonna do a good bit of burn down. After the chemical issues that I had last year, I don't really wanna take a lot of chances. First, need you guys to hit that like button, hit subscribe. This one's gonna be a little different. It's kind of a, I guess this is tip or advice or just overall guidance for going into the farm. I would honestly say this is the most important thing that you need to be a good farmer or a great farmer. And I do apologize if the wind is kind of rough in the camera. I don't know, I can't tell, but it's pretty windy out here. I'll try to find a, let me see, I'll go hop up in the sprayer, get out of the wind. Kind of got out of the elements a little bit. I just had to get out of the house. I've been working on some of my tax stuff today. That, and just, again, I just don't feel real great, so I've been kind of just hanging around. And the tax season, this is actually my least favorite time of the year, because it's when we have to start working on our taxes, trying to get all that together. I am not a good bookkeeper. I feel like every farmer has his strengths, whether it be like he's a great marketer or he's a great crop, whatever. Mine is not my bookkeeping abilities. I could mitigate this problem if I would just write down the expenses. Whenever I purchase something, I was actually having this conversation with my wife earlier. When I would purchase something, if I would just go write it down in a book. And also, some people might be watching, they're like, dude, what happened to your beard? Pretty sure this is the first video since I shaved and got the mustache. You know, I just got a random hair, decided to shave the beard off, pull out the handlebar mustache again. I do this periodically, and it was time. But my video today is what I believe the most important element to being a great farmer. This is, and some people will disagree with me. Some people will probably get angry at my answer. But you know what? That's okay, because I don't care. I don't care if they get angry. At the end of the day, I think in order for you to truly be a great farmer and to get into this industry and to last in this industry, I honestly think you gotta have faith in order to make it. And I'm not trying to be preachy. I mean, I don't feel like I get preachy in my videos pretty much ever, but I just felt like I needed to share this. I have talked about the crazy stress of farming and how just wild it can be, and the fact that you deal with so much money. You got, 700,000, $1 million, whatever, looming over your head all year. And I mean, you're planting seeds in the dirt and you're hoping that they come out and produce enough of a crop that you can harvest them, pay that back, and make a little money. There's a lot of faith in that factor to me. You can plant them on time, you can spray them on time, you can fertilize them on time. But out of that, it's really out of your hands. Beyond that, I always say I'm relying on the big man upstairs at that point. I can't make the crops do anything. I can't make it rain, and I can't make the weather be great for it, and all these things. I mean, it's out of my hands. So that's when the faith aspect comes in. I pray over my crops. When I'm going into the season, I always pray You know, God, just have your hand on the operation. Carry us through, bless us. And I even pray for prosperity. I'm like, God, I don't want to just survive. Like, I want to have a prosperous year. And I always pray that when the seeds are planted. I try to start the year out, kind of pray over my planter. When we get into the season, a plant, when it's planted, I'm praying for the crops as they grow and just keep on. Now, that doesn't guarantee that I'm going to have a great year. I mean, like I said, last year was not a great year. I prayed over that year just like all the rest. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still farming. So it didn't put me out. And that's where I'm like, well, even though things weren't great, God still carried me to the next year. I mean, I know there are plenty of farmers out there that are probably atheists or whatever. They don't put any stock in faith. Honestly, I don't know how they do it, because God, it encourages me that I do believe that there is a God that is faithful and that is got his hands upon my operation. And he's guiding me through this crazy process of farming. One of the things I wanted to share, my wife actually pointed this out to me this morning, because I stress tremendously. I don't want you to think that I'm this like pillar of a man that doesn't worry about the finances because I have such strong faith. I get angry with myself because of the amount of worry and stress that I have. Now, the part I wanted to read, my wife came in there because she knows just the way that I am and how much I had worried and stressed out over different stuff, and mainly finances, and how I still literally stress out over finances. And this harkens back to, I believe I said this in one of my other videos, but I think it's invaluable to have a great spouse. I can't stress enough how far that will go and how far that'll take you if you have a good, strong spouse that also has your back. My wife shared this. She's been doing a Bible study on Numbers. And he's talking about in Numbers 28 through 29. For Israel to obey what God commanded in Numbers 28 through 29, it meant that every year the priests sacrificed 1,086 lambs, 113 bulls, 32 rams, more than a ton of flour, and some 1,000 bottles of oil and wine on behalf of the nation. So they would sacrifice all that. They gave up thousands of livestock, more than a ton of flour, and some 1,000 bottles of oil and wine. Like, that's giving that up. And they give it up with the faith that the Lord will return. He will return their offering, and hopefully then some. Now, you don't give with the hope of getting back. But for me, it's like on the farm, I want to be sure that I give to God what I feel he should have. Because he's helped me continue to farm. He's helped my farm to grow, helped me to be able to do what I do. So I want to give back to him. I realize that it's hard. I mean, it hurts. It's painful. Like, it's painful to strike a check to the church when you've had a bad year, and this is kind of like extra. You're thinking about the bills and all this, and then it's like, well, and now I'm about to write this check, give it to the church, and we're like struggling. Like, how can I do this? We don't have this to go. But guys, I can assure you, if you faithfully do that, then God will take care of you and it will be returned. And that's why I think you give him the first fruits of the crop kind of thing, they say. And, some people say 10% or whatever. But I think give what you feel led to in your heart to give. And God will take care of you. And that was my wife's point this morning when she told me that. She said, stop stressing out. She was like, if they trusted that God would take care of them and they were giving up thousands of livestock and all this stuff, she was like, then you need to just trust that God will take care of us on the farm. And that was a gut check. It was definitely a gut check. It did knock me back into reality, and it says, okay. And that's where I think with farming. I mean, farming is risky. You are taking risks, but I feel like you can forge into the risk better when you have that faith foundation. And you know that at the end of the day, it's not all on you. Like, I got to do my part, but God's going to do his part as well. And so, guys, I'm not telling you got to go out and join a church if you don't go. I think it'd be great if you did, because I'm also a believer in community and the strength that it provides. I'm not trying to be like a preacher, very far from that, but I just want you to know, if you're getting into this, this is an extremely high stress job, and I couldn't imagine trying to forge into it without faith. Even with my faith, I stress very hard. So I wouldn't want to do it without God by my side. I wanted to get this video out to you guys because it was laid on my heart after my wife said that this morning. I said, you know what, I need to share that, how my faith carries me through the farm, and how it's, to me, I plant, I spray, I fertilize, I do all these things, but it's out of my hands. Like, it's really out of my hands at that point. So guys, have faith. You got to have faith. Somebody, if you're watching, you are offended, you strongly disagree, I don't care. That's okay. If you're going to comment a hateful comment, more than likely I'll just block you from the channel, because these are my beliefs. This is my channel. This is what I believe. So if you don't like it, then just get over it and go elsewhere. Guys, that is it for this video. It's going to be raining a bunch. You know, again, topics. When I get the sprayer out, I plan to do a sprayer breakdown video, because I got some people that have asked about what sprayer they should start with. I want to be able to get this one out and show you a few things on the sprayer when I do that video. So I'm not doing it yet, but that one is in the lineup. If you got some videos you'd like to see, this would be a great time. If there's a film you want me to review or something, comment that below, because it's going to be raining next several days. I got time to watch a movie or two. So drop that below. Any of the comments you have, if faith has helped guide you through the process of farming, comment that below. Guys, stay going after it. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep the faith. We'll catch you in, I guess, next week. Take care.